Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Monday, February 2nd. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Today is Groundhog Day, and Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow this morning. As a result, his prediction is that we will have 6 more weeks of winter. For California, we have not experienced winter in a month now, and that is not changing in the next week, at least. High pressure remains dominant over the western U.S., and there is very little cloud cover over the region, other than persistent tule fog over the San Joaquin Valley and some fair weather high clouds. The main weather story for this week will be the continued very warm summer-like temperatures and dryness that is making us wonder if winter will ever return to California. Our weather pattern over the next week will continue to be quite uneventful. High pressure is expected to remain firmly in place over the western U.S. through late this week, keeping mostly quiet weather in place. High pressure will likely weaken Thursday into the weekend as a weak area of low pressure approaches. From the way things have been looking, this low pressure area is not expected to bring much of a change in the weather, other than some slight cooling and a reversal to onshore flow. We will need to wait until the middle of the month before there is a signal of a return to cooler and wetter weather. Even though dry weather will prevail, and we would like to see more precipitation occur before we get into the spring, there are thankfully no significant weather issues or hazards that we need to be mindful of this week. Instead, conditions should remain favorable for prescribed burn projects. There will be little overall change in temperatures through late this week. Afternoon highs will range strongly above seasonal normal, especially across the Southern California coastal areas, where upper 70s to mid-80s will be common. Wednesday will likely be the warmest day, and some record highs may be broken. 60s will be common across the San Joaquin Valley due to persistent tule fog, and 70s will be common elsewhere. Breezy northeast to east winds will remain common across the Santa Ana wind corridors of Southern California through most of this week. The strongest winds are expected on Tuesday and Wednesday, where gusts of 30 to 50 miles an hour will be common over the usual wind-prone ridges, canyons, and valleys. Winds will likely weaken on Friday and may even turn back onshore by the weekend. Humidity will remain quite low and mostly persistent through much of this week, with minimums largely in the teens and 20s away from the San Joaquin Valley and adjacent foothills. Values in the single digits will be likely across higher peaks and windier areas of Southern California, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Poor to non-existent overnight humidity recoveries will be likely across a widespread area of Southern California for much of this week as well. Humidity will likely start to increase on Friday as high pressure and offshore flow weaken. While this dry pattern continues, most wildland fuels remain in the live category, with deep green up present across the low and mid elevations. This continues to provide strong and widespread barriers to fire spread, keeping fire danger very low. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Wednesday, February 4th. Have a fantastic day.